All right. We are
So
recording.
everyone, yeah.
So welcome all you guys to our new coach calls. I'm sure more people will probably be joining. So just to give a little information about these calls, it's a 4-week series. So make sure you commit to attending every single week, because if you miss a week, you're going to miss. It's like, missing a whole semester in college or a whole quarter, in school. You're going to be like, you're going to fail, So every quarter, every session, we're going to teach you something different. Okay. This session will be more of an introduction. We're going to get to know you guys a little bit more. Hello. And you'll get to know us a little better. And then the next session, we're going to talk about, what your goals need to be for your first month. What is Success Club, how to get to Emerald, all these things that you hear about. And then we're going to talk about social media. How do you post? How do you invite your friends? How do you handle objections? And then the last session, we're going to talk about, well, that one will be the more of the objection handling and overcoming fear, and how to handle failures, which we all have failures, so that's not a bad thing. So make sure you're here for every single session. Do we want to start with you guys introducing yourselves real quickly? Maybe you can, tell us your name, who your upline diamond is, and where you're from.
Or your sponsor coach, who sponsored you?
Sure. So, Andy, do you want to go first?
Sure. I'm Andy Hester. I'm from Hagerstown, Maryland, and my upline coach, I guess, is Kathy.
Okay.
Who? Oh, Kathy. Okay.
Kathy. Who's on the call?
Awesome.
And Kathy's as well, right? Okay, I got that earlier. All right. Next, how about Michael? We got some dudes on the call. That's great. Michael, can you hear me?
Michael Moore.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. My name's Mike Morris. I'm from Fort Myers, Florida. My sponsor coach is Brian Rulka.
Okay. Awesome.
And Mike is my brother-in-law.
I didn't want to admit that.
He was trying to keep that private.
Right.
Down low.
Brian's a great guy.
And you're in Florida, the same location?
No, I'm on the West Coast in Fort Myers.
Oh, okay. You're on the good side of Florida. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, cool. Thank you. Mary, you want to go?
Yeah, I'm Mary Shields. I'm from Virginia Beach, Virginia, and my head coach is Trish.
Awesome. I was going to say, Trish is originally from there.
Yeah, we used to work together.
Okay, I'm in Virginia too, so
Okay.
I expect to see you at the Super Saturdays, and if you don't know what that is, talk to Trish.
I've heard about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Joe, you want to go?
Sure. My name's Joe Behrens. I'm from north of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and my sponsor coach is Greg.
Yes, and a little about Joe is you've been a coach for what, a week? In
2 weeks.
2 weeks. He's already hit Emerald and SC10. So,
Wow.
Awesome.
talk about a rock star.
Thanks.
Nice. Good job.
Kathy?
He can lead the call. He can lead the call tonight.
Right.
I don't think.
We'll save that for next month, right? All right.
I have plenty to learn.
Do you want to go?
My name is Kathy Nestor. Andy's my husband. Brian's my sponsor, and I'm from Hagerstown, Maryland.
And how long you been a coach?
A month and a couple of days.
Okay, cool. Were you on our calls last month?
I was on Brian's.
Okay. But not these new coach calls?
Not with you, no.
Okay.
And Kathy, her first month as a coach, Emerald and Success Club 5.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Karen and David.
Hi, my name is Karen. I'm from Los Angeles, California, and my coach is Brian. And this is...
I'm David, and I'm also obviously from California.
Yeah.
And my coach is Karen. Oh, wow, that was weird.
And are you guys married?
He's my son.
Oh, son. Oh, okay. I can't tell how old you are. Sorry.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, well that's great. So yeah, you can have a control coach as a 18-year-old, which is a great point. So thank you. Okay, Sarah, you want to go?
Hey guys, it's nice meeting everyone. My name's Sarah from Southern Indiana, and my coach is Brian, and he's awesome.
Awesome.
Yep, thank you.
And Sarah is Sarah joined my challenge groups when, like, I don't know, year and a half ago, or
A long time
longer.
ago.
yeah, so maybe even longer than that. When I first became a coach and
I think so.
Yeah, and out of the blue, I got a message from her. She's like, "I want to be a coach. I'm a coach.
Yeah.
Cool. All right."
I'm so excited.
And then when Brian, recovered from, falling out of his chair, right? That he actually got a coach with, just out of the blue, right? Because that never happens,
Yeah.
I was like, "Can you coach?" And I had to check my back. Oh, yes, there she is.
Yes, that's cool. All right, Patricia.
Hi, my name is I am actually from Norfolk, Virginia, and my coach is Trisha Loftis.
All right.
I'm recruiting everyone from Virginia, Greg, so watch out.
You've already burned up everybody in California, so now you've gone back to Virginia. That's good.
I went back to my roots.
Yep. All right, Amy, do you want to go?
Sure. I'm Amy Pollack. I live in Bucks County, Pennsylvania, in a little town you probably don't even know it, and north of Philadelphia. And yeah, I've been a coach for 2 years now.
And you have a coach on the call?
No, I don't actually.
Okay, you're just boarding us, right?
I am.
All right, cool. Okay, Anna and Trey.
I'm Trey Shana. Shana's my coach. Husband and wife. David Kirby actually signed up. I'm on week 2 from East Texas.
Okay, so you're East Texas and David Kirby is your coach, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, but I got that part, so. Thank you. All right, Ashley, you're next.
My name's Ashley Amaya. Sorry, I'm in the car. I have to go grocery shopping.
The car is stopped, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's not. I'm in the parking lot. I live just 30 miles from St. Louis, Missouri, and my coach is Christina Beauvais. I've been a coach for almost 3 years now, so I'll be helping lead some of the training groups.
Say that again, Ashley.
Oh, did you hear anything?
Yeah. Except for the last part.
Oh, I said I'll be helping lead some of the training too. So I'm on the call to meet everybody.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Marissa. You're in the dark there.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear us, Marissa?
Well, maybe she's locked up there.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Is Marissa your coach, Brian?
No.
No.
Marissa is one of Jessica Gray's coaches.
Okay.
She just won her emeralds.
Just
Okay.
come over.
Cool. Thank you. Michael Griggs, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm Mike Greggs. Greg's my sponsor coach, and I'm from South Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
And you've been a coach for what, a week?
Week.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for joining us. Okay, let's see. Whose number ends in 5127?
That's me, Erin Cooper. How are you?
Oh, good. You want to announce yourself, Erin?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Erin Cooper. I've been around for a while, and I'm refreshing myself with all the training. And just so you're aware, tonight's Game 7 for the Blackhawks, so everyone sends some happy vibes. Yay! And well, you know, let's see what else. Refreshing on coaching. Just this week, I've had, just so you know, I went outside my comfort zone, got a hit today from a Blackhawks fan page, gave a little insight to somebody who was looking for samples on a flavor and ran into a coach who was willing to sell her a couple of bags for super cheap. And I responded with something with, okay, whatever you want to do, just be careful. And remember, you don't get your 30-day money-back guarantee on that. And with that, I got a message 3 hours later saying, I told her goodbye. I want to go with someone I trust. So just, you know, I'm starting to learn, even just within the past week, things have kind of like turned around. So know that it can happen that fast.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Erin, I saw your post in the Engage Coach Network.
Yeah.
And I saw the responses, and I saw it. I guess maybe you've updated it since. I haven't seen it since, but that's awesome. That is so
yeah,
awesome.
I know. I thank you. I was mad at first, and then somebody else, you know, chimed in and said maybe the other coach was wearing a shirt advertising. Sure, give her the benefit of the doubt, and I just kind of didn't say anything. And then I waited and I posted, you know, just be careful of some unethical coaches, but good luck. And I even said, I'd hate to see you get stuck with such a large quantity of something that you just want to try and not be able to return it for a money back guarantee. And I think that's what probably got her. So, because it was a trusted source. The other gal met in a parking lot, maybe not so trustworthy. I don't know.
Here, come over to my van. Look at what I got. Anything you need.
Right? Puppies and shakes. Anybody want some?
Right. All right, thank you. All right, who is 3725? No one? All right. Who is 3258?
That's me, Joel Smith from Fresno, California. My sponsor was Dave.
Dave?
And I don't know what else. Yeah, Dave Smith.
Oh, okay, great.
Been a coach for about a week now. Yeah, about a week.
Okay.
So I'm just like trying to get into the swing of things, do all my trainings and whatnot.
Yeah, no problem. Well, thanks for joining us. And it was John, right?
Joel, like Billy Joel.
Oh, Joel. Okay. Cool. All right. And finally, 9178. Somebody watching TV. Okay, moving on. So tonight, we are going to talk about basically introductions, which we've done for you guys. We're going to introduce ourselves. The leaders of this call is myself, Brian, and Trish. We're going to talk about like your why, our whys and share a little bit about our why and our vision, and we're going to talk about why you need a why and a vision. So Brian, why don't you go first, and then Trish, you can go, and then I'll go last.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Thanks. Do you want to mute up everybody, Greg?
Sure.
Okay, guys. Thanks for being here tonight. I want to say that. I want to say welcome to our first call. I love doing these calls. We do them, like Greg said, we have 4 of them, new coach trainings, and then you guys graduate after those 4, and then we do it all over again with new coaches. And you're always welcome to come back too. So I love the first call is always great. It's almost like day 1 of a program. You know, there's so much excitement. I get to meet so many new people. So this is awesome. So thank you for being here. Like Greg said, my name is Brian Rulka. I am, I've been a coach now for almost, or a little bit over 3 years. And I started my journey, fitness journey, back in July of 2012. And the reason I started my fitness journey back then, because there was I had a lot of stuff going on in my life. I just got out of rehab. I am an alcoholic and a prescription drug addict, and that is something that I battled with for a large portion of my adult life. So I reached a point where, you know, I really had only 2 choices, you know, either to get help or you guys know what the other choice is. So I decided I needed to get help. So I went into rehab, and one of the things they teach you in rehab, you know, I learned a lot, obviously, but one of the things that stuck with me was in order to have that healthy mind that I was looking for, it starts with your body, having a healthy body. At this point, I was about 260 pounds, and a lot of that weight came from my addiction. It came from, you know, obviously poor eating and poor choices in my life. And I also suffered from depression, anxiety, and that was a lot of the medication that I was on. I always thought the fix out there was some sort of pill. Some sort of pill was going to do this for me. I was going to take a pill and it was going to make me happy, you know, and then I was going to be able to get on with my life, you know, and those pills do not exist. You know, I'm not knocking medication if you have depression or anxiety. I'm just saying that, you know, it did not work for me. You know, that was not out there. So once I got out of rehab, my wife ordered this little program called Insanity. I had no idea what it was. I think I saw the infomercials a few times, but I was ready to do that healthy body, healthy mind.
I think she was trying to kill you, Brian.
I think so. I think so. That's what I told her after we got Insanity and started doing it. But long story short, we got Insanity, and that was my fitness why. And tonight we're going to talk about coaching whys. And your coaching why can be very similar to your fitness why. Okay, but they are different. They are different. So in the beginning, you know, I had no idea what coaching was, right? So this was my fitness why. My fitness why was to get healthy in body and in mind because I needed to stay sober. You know, that was my fitness why. That's what got me to wake up every single morning and push play. That's what got me to begin learning about nutrition. That's what got me to begin doing some soul searching and personal development. You know, all of that stuff, because that I needed it. I needed it in my life. If I didn't have it, you know, I was going to go back to my old ways, and I don't ever want to go back to that person ever again. So that was my fitness journey. That was my fitness why. And even though Insanity kicked my butt, you know, and I puked that fit test, you know, I stuck with it, didn't give up, stuck with it. As terrible as I felt, you know, I stuck with it. And then I ended up losing 22 pounds with that first round of Insanity. I found Greg, who was running a challenge group at the time. I had a coach, no idea who he was, sent him an email, never got a response. I don't know, Beachbody says I get a free coach. Where's this free coach, you know? And then Greg, you know, I posted a message on the message boards. Greg answered it, said, come on over here, join me in my group I got going. Okay. I didn't know back then it was going to change my life, but you know, here I am now. So my fitness journey, I lost about 100 pounds, a little bit over 100 pounds. And in that process, I decided to become a coach, and I only did it in the initial to get the discount because I knew I had a long way to go. and 25% sounded great. I was hooked on Shakeology. I was going to get more programs. So that's why I became a coach. And then in that process, something else happened. And what that was, what happens with a lot of addicts is that, and why they relapse, is that when they no longer have that, that all of a sudden all this time opens up for you. There's a void, because all that time I used to spend drinking, all that time I used to spend thinking about drinking, all that time I used to spend hungover, sleeping in bed all day, all of a sudden all that time was available, and I never had that, before. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do with all this time, that I have? And a lot of addicts don't know what to do with it, and that's why they relapse. So that's why they also teach you, and I learned this in rehab, is you have to give back. You have to give back, whether that's charity, whatever you're going to do, you have to give back. And all of a sudden, it like hit me like a train that, wait a minute, here's this opportunity that's going to allow me to give back. Not only is it going to allow me to give back, but it's going to fill that void. It's going to fill that time that's missing. It's going to fill it with positive behaviors and actions and thoughts, so that became my coaching why, and why I became a coach. And then that is when I started not just doing it for the discount, but doing it more as a hobby in the beginning, because trust me, guys, just like you guys are like, wow, there's so much stuff. I'm so overwhelmed. I was like that too. Trish was like that. Greg was like that. Amy's been a coach for 2 years. She was like that at first. We're all like that. There's just so much information. But the thing about our team and what is so great is that we are all here for each other, and there's no immediate rush to know everything. I don't know everything. I'm still learning all the time. So don't feel overwhelmed. But so that's why I became a coach, to fill that time. And that's my coaching why, which is what we're going to talk about. Now, I've been a coach now for 3 years. I'm currently a 3-star qualifying diamond coach. And it has just been an amazing journey. And I joined the best team. And I always do this to Greg, embarrass him a little bit. I thank him all the time, because, we talk about Beachbody, about changing lives. That's what we do, and Beachbody saved my life. It saved my life. And it's the company, it's wonderful, Greg and everybody. And that's why I get so excited talking about it. And just, I'll give it to Trish right here. I just want to say one thing. When I first started coaching, and even being part of the groups, even before I was a coach, I am an introvert, guys. Okay. I don't, I couldn't even imagine myself 3 years ago being on a call like this, looking at all your faces, I have 20 people on this call, and being able to talk to you guys about something so personal to me, but because of this journey, it's and everything that I've learned, it's still, obviously, I still have some fear and stuff like that, but it's easier. This is my story, this is who I am, and this is what I love, and this is my passion. And I love to share it with everybody that I meet, because I don't want to keep, one quote that a coach once said to me was, don't you dare keep someone else's future locked away inside your mouth. And that hit me hard.
And Brian, tell people about how you jumped in with both feet as soon as I asked you to be a coach.
Hell no. Told him no 3 times. All I heard when Greg said, do you want to be a coach? All I heard was pyramid scheme. That's all I heard. Multi-level marketing. What? Oh, no. I'm not a salesman. I don't sell anything. And this, you're crazy. And like I said, the only reason I did it was because then I researched it and figured out, God, I don't even have to do anything. And I'm going to get 25%. All I got to do is pay my coach fee. I'm going to get 25% off on everything. That's saving me $20 a month on Shakeology right there. So, that's why I became a coach. But, and there was a couple times when I even told Greg that I don't want to do this anymore, but that's a story for another call. But that's it. That's my coaching why. That's why I became a coach. That's the journey that I'm currently on, and I would not trade it for the world. Thank you, guys.
Awesome. I'm pretty sure Greg had you go first so that I would cry during mine after listening to your awesome story. So Next time I'll go first.
You never cry.
I know. Trish never cries. Okay, so my name is Trish. I'm also under Greg. He also stole me from a different coach that I didn't have contact with from the message boards. So, but as far as my why, I kind of was like up and down weight-wise, like all through high school. Not like any like major extreme, but just, you know, I don't know, to where you kind of knew you needed to do something, but, you know, like I could never find anything that worked for me, anything like that. So I would like try something for 2 weeks and go back, try something else for 2 weeks, try a vibrating ab maker belt, you know, for a couple weeks, you know, nothing that works, right? So like any infomercial, any kind of shake, I've tried it all. And then in 2012 is when I got Insanity, and I guess I made somewhat of an effort because I joined Greg's message board and ended up switching to him as my coach, but I didn't go any further than that. I didn't finish Insanity, I didn't do the nutrition plan, I didn't drink Shakeology, and I didn't join as a coach when he harassed me for the next 2 years after that either. So, but I was Facebook friends with him that whole time, and I saw him, just his posts that he would make about, you know, his Shakeology, his fitness journey, and his business journey. And I remember seeing him post, oh, I'm retiring from my job today. You know, oh, look, here's my new office. Here's my new computer. Here's my new this and that. And then I was just watching him like, okay, maybe this guy is for real. Because, you know, you're just so skeptical of everything these days. So, but that was like in December. And then it still took me like another 6 months to come around and be like, okay, I guess maybe I'm ready now. And also like within this time, I had an uncle who was like pretty young. He's younger than my parents, that passed away from alcohol abuse. So, you know, I didn't have the problem myself, but, you know, just seeing it within the family, it really hit our family really hard when that happened. So that kind of happened at the same time. And then Greg made a post about what Beachbody has done for him financially. And I was just like, you know, enough is enough. And so in August of last year is when I signed up as a coach. And I guess I can't really say that I signed up just for the discount, because I had been watching for 2.5 years Greg's journey. And so when I signed up, I was like ready to go. Like I had YouTube, you know, anything I could find. And so I knew the possibilities of what Beachbody coaching could do. Greg got on the phone with me for like an hour, and like I asked him all my 1,000 questions, and he was just very calm, like, yeah, this, da, 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 da. And then finally I was just like, okay, I'll sign me up. So I signed up in August, and I went Emerald probably my first week, and Diamond like within 4 months. So and you know, now my goal is kind of like to catch Greg up and pass him, and like show him that I told him that girls can do anything like in half the time that a guy can do it. So that's my goal. And I have 7-year-old twins. They just turned 7 this weekend. And so, you know, financially, you know, I might not be in debt or have things like that, but I want to have financial freedom so that I can bring myself home from work. I'm a night shift NICU nurse. So even though I only work 3 nights a week, you know, 3 12-hour night shifts is like exhausting, and it takes, you know, an energy toll away from my kids that I just don't feel like I need to do, you know, for their whole life. So I'm working to bring myself home from work and to be able to be with them and to travel with them and show them like the whole entire world that I want to see alongside them. So, and then also, you know, my parents, my dad had a dream of opening a business, and finally he got his dream and he opened his business, and then 2 years later it went under the market. So my parents went into like all this financial debt. So, you know, I have my own physical journey that I've been going on. Actually, I have my picture here from the day that I started as a Beachbody coach. And so like I'm down like over 25 pounds since I started in August. And, you know, just thinking about my uncle who had passed away and my parents who have this financial debt, you know, I just want to fix my whole family. So that's what coaching has done for me. And I didn't cry. Woo!
Good job. Do you have your vision board there too that you can show people?
Yeah, I do. Let me grab it. Everything's on my wall here so that I have to see it every day when I wake up. Yeah, so I have my vision board. So to get to 3 or 5 star diamond this year, I can't remember what I had said. think it was 3-star diamond this year. Just travel stuff, you know, personal development, like it's helped Brian and it's helped me. You know, I was the same way. I would never find myself like wanting to talk to anybody, much less on like a sea of faces. So, you know, Beachbody has changed me in all kind of ways. And this little one. All right.
All right. Well, thank you.
The end. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Greg. If you guys don't know me yet, I'm your upline Star Diamond coach. I, as you know, Trish said, I'm Trish's coach and I'm Brian's coach. So I'm just like one level up. And I have been in this business for over 5 years. And I can tell you that when my coach, Scott Gore, he started this Team Engage. So he was technically the founder of Team Engage, but I was one of his first coaches. So we basically just started working it together. We just started building this together. And we had no clue what we were doing. Like, I did not know I was part of an upline, didn't have any training. We didn't even have the back office training that you guys now have. My training was the policies and procedures document, you know, that 50-page document that you had to click and agree to when you signed up. That was what my coach told me to read and to get back to him in 2 weeks. So, you know, you guys have, you know, all of us, you know, your coaches, this whole team, you have tons of training, you have, you know, so much that can help you succeed that we didn't have, you know, that I didn't have in the beginning. But I mean, it just shows you that even without any training or anything, what's possible in this business. Now, you've probably seen other coaches that, you know, are superstar diamonds, you know, that, you know, have shot up to, you know, be superstar diamonds within, you know, a year or 2 years and are now making $1 million. You know, there are coaches like that in the network, but, you know, that wasn't me. I was, you know, the consistent, steady coach, you know, who ran a challenge group every single month, who, you know, typically would get Success Club 5. You know, that was my goal every single month until I went full time. And then since I went full time, I've been hitting Success Club 10 or higher every single month. But, you know, my goal was just slow and steady. I would recruit. I would, you know, typically I'd sign up about 3 challengers with, you know, something like a challenge pack. We didn't even have challenge packs when I started, but I would sign up, you know, 3 challengers, and then typically I would try to convert 2 people to a coach every single month, and I did that consistently. And I can tell you that if you do that consistently, you will get to where I am or beyond. You know, that's all it takes. You know, it's not rocket science. You know, you're going to get overwhelmed with information, but let me boil it down for you guys. All it takes is inviting, you know, getting 3 people to agree to a challenge pack every single month. And if you can get 5, that's even better, because that'll give you to Success Club 10, which you'll learn more about next week, and the reasons that you want to get there. But you do that, you sign up a couple coaches every month, and you will get your financial dreams to come true. Okay, so let me tell you about my start. I kind of told you about how we started the team, but my personal fitness start was in January of 2011. I went to the doctor for a 40th year checkup, and I knew I was out of shape. You know, I would go to the gym on and off. You know, I did Weight Watchers in the past, and my you know, was like a yo-yo dieter. But I went to the doctor, and he said, you know, Greg, I'm going to have to put you on high blood pressure. You know, he said, you're 50 pounds overweight. He said, your sugar is high. Your cholesterol is high. He's like, you know, you're on your way to a heart attack. So, you know, he sent me home with medication, and he told me that I needed to start eating right and working out. So, you know, I kind of figured it was going to never work because I've done, you know, did the gym and so many things in the past and could never stick with it. But I saw a buddy of mine posting about P90X on Facebook, and I had no idea what it was. So I Googled it. I think I went to beachbody.com and I ordered it. I didn't even order it through a coach. You know, I got assigned a coach like many of you guys because I went to the Team Beachbody site. And the coach I was assigned was some burly guy with muscles coming out of everywhere. And, you know, I wrote him multiple times asking him questions, and I never got a response. So that's, you know, like Brian, you know, that's when I found Scott. I went and I found my own coach, you know, and I started doing P90X, and I can tell you that, you know, through the P90X process, I ended up losing, you know, P90X, and then I did Insanity, and I ended up losing 40 pounds, and I went back to, and I started drinking Shakeology, which was a key factor as well, right? We'll tell you more about Shakeology if you're not a true believer in Shakeology yet, but you know, there's nothing else like it on the market. It is a miracle shake. But after doing P90X and drinking Shakeology, dropped 40 pounds, went back to the doctor 6 months later. He took me off of all medication. He said, Greg, your vitals are all returned to normal. He said, I'm amazed at the progress you've made. He said, you got to keep doing what you're doing. So that's when I was like, you know, oh crap, you know, because typically the point where I quit, you know, and I go back to doing what I was doing. So that's when I knew, and I had already realized this before, and I wanted the discount on Shakeology. And that's the reason I signed up to be a coach was, one, I wanted the discount. I wanted, you know, because it's expensive, right? I wanted to save that $32 a month on Shakeology. And two, I did it for the accountability. And that was the only reason that I signed up to be a coach. And that might be like where some of you are right now. You know, you're like, yeah, you know, I don't believe that I can actually, you know, make money at this business. Because my coach, he was telling me about like all the coaches in his business that were killing it and making a fortune. And, you know, his upline coach was making $1 million a year or whatever. And I was like, yeah, right. You know, I was like Brian in the beginning, like, yeah, that's a pyramid or something, you know. And it's only because he got in early, you know, he was a founder or whatever. And the one thing that I did get excited about as a coach is I got excited about my results and sharing it with others and starting my own challenge group. And I wanted to help as many people as possible. That's, you know, I wanted to get as many people as possible in my challenge group. One, because I didn't want it to fail. You know, I don't like to fail at anything that I do. You know, I didn't care at all if I made money, but I sure didn't want to fail, you know, have a group and have no one in it or have crickets, you know? So I invited everyone that I could possibly find into this challenge group and just started, you know, posting like, you know, 5 times a day in there to, you know, just create as much engagement as possible. And it took off. And I got people that, you know, were signing up with me as customers, and then they were buying stuff, and then they would finish one workout program and I'd sign them up with another workout program. And I remember my coach just said, you know, Greg, like the first goal as a coach is to get to an emerald coach, you know? So I was like, oh, okay, well then I want to get to an emerald coach, you know? And, you know, I just ask everybody I could find, you know, hey, do you want to sign up as a coach? You know, you could save 25% on that Shakeology, especially anybody who I could get to drink Shakeology. So then, you know, I started signing up coaches like, you know, 2 a month, right? And then I got to Emerald, you know, that first month, and then the next month, you know, it just kept, you know, eventually to Ruby and then to Diamond. But at the same time, it wasn't about the rank advancement. It wasn't about the recognition so much as I just wanted to, you know, help people. I wanted them to get the discount. I wanted them to see, like, you know, do the same thing that I was doing, you know, hey, it's like, I thought I figured something out. Like, hey, I know how to run these challenge groups now. It's like, I could teach you how to do it too. And you could help more people, and you could bring in more people, and, what I didn't realize was I was getting my car payment paid for within like a couple months. And then a couple months later, I was getting my house payment paid for. And then at the end of the year, when I did my taxes, I realized that I had made an extra $10,000 just by this hobby thing that I was doing, $10,000. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was shocked when I did my taxes and I saw that I made $10,000, by just doing what I was already doing. I was working out and I was posting on my coach's thread, his challenge group. And now I'm running my own challenge group, and, all these people are buying things, and I signed up, a bunch of coaches by this time, and I was getting that recurring revenue coming in from my team, right? My coaches under me. So I was like blown away. I was like, this is amazing. I'm like, wonder what would happen if I actually tried to be successful in this business, to try to get the diamond and try to, generate, that team volume and stuff like that. So the next year, I just kept doing what I was doing, kept signing up 2 coaches a month, kept hitting Success Club 5 every single month. And the main reason I was hitting Success Club 5 is because they gave you cool swag. Every month I would get like hats and shirts and cool stuff like that. And I was like, this is cool, Oh, and you get free trips. So, every year that I was a coach, I got to go on these free trips because I would hit Success Club 5 every single month. So the next year, I quadrupled my income, quadrupled. I mean, can you think of any job in the United States where they're going to give you a raise 4 times your current salary in 1 year? No, and then, so that blew me away. And then the next year, it was double, triple again. So, I mean, I'm still blown away by this business. There's no other business that you could possibly get in. Like, I mean, you guys have started your own business. You are entrepreneurs, whether you realize it or not. You are independent business owners now. So a lot of benefits to that. You can take deductions, right, as a business owner, But I mean, think of any other business that you could possibly start that has the potential to be millions of dollars per year earning potential. But it costs you $15.95 a month to start. If you start with a challenge pack, you don't even have to pay the coach fee. So basically, it's a free entry, and you get to own a business for $15 a month. And I can tell you, there's no other business like that. I mean, think of a Chick-fil-A. If you went and you wanted to start a Chick-fil-A, I think it's like $100,000 that you need to open up a Chick-fil-A franchise or whatever, right? And I can tell you that there is no way, even if you owned a Chick-fil-A, there's no way you're going to make $1 million a year. You would have to probably own like 50 Chick-fil-A's if you were going to make $1 million a year, and you don't have to do any of that.
Imagine how much weight you'd gain from all them chicken nuggets too.
Yeah.
Sorry, I threw you off.
Yes. So I can tell you the number one reason that most coaches fail in this business is because it costs them nothing to get into it. Because it's you don't take it seriously. Yeah, you signed up, you pay $15 a month, so you don't give a damn. You're like, why would I have to work this? What do I care? Or you want me to post on Facebook? I ain't doing that. But I guarantee you, if you dropped $100,000, and bought a Chick-fil-A, and in order for that Chick-fil-A to get business, you had to post on Facebook, I guarantee you'd be posting on Facebook every 5 minutes, regardless of what your friends thought of you, I mean, think, even if like Mary Kay, which is a business similar to ours, I mean, they require, I heard like, a $5,000 and you gotta, store this, crap in your garage, or Tupperware or something like that. You gotta buy this inventory and put it in your garage in order to take it in your car to sell to people. Beachbody's not like that. It is the simplest. I mean, they've done it all for you. You just need to step out of your comfort zone and make it happen. So we're going to teach you guys that, this month, how to do it. Like I said, it when you boil it down, it comes down to inviting, right? You're inviting people to challenge groups. You're inviting people to the coaching opportunity. You do that, you figure out a way to do that, you step out of your comfort zone and you will be successful at this business. So, my why has changed over the 5 years. Obviously I didn't, like when I started, I didn't set out to retire from my corporate 6-figure job, because now I'm making, 3 times as much with Beachbody. Like my why was to get a discount. My why was to, help other people. My why was to keep myself accountable so that I didn't have to get back on blood pressure medicine. But that changed, and that's fine if that's your why now, but it's going to grow. If you're working the business, if you're seeing that success, it's going to grow. That seed in you is going to expand, and you're going to be like, wow, I need to set my vision up here. Now my vision is, I've already retired from my job. Now I work when I want, where I want, with who I want. I pick the people who I want to work with. Any other job like that? No, and some of my coaches, like, Brian, Trish, they're my best friends now. I mean, we get to go on trips together and hang out together, and it's awesome. We're going to be going to Summit in July, so it's an amazing business. What you do with it is up to you totally. But what we're going to ask you is, write down your why and think bigger than I did. Think bigger than just the discount. Think of what you could do, if you brought yourself home, if you brought your spouse home, if you could be home with your kids, write down your why. Is your bigger why, is it to be home with your kids? Is it to bring your husband home, or something else? Is it to pay off that credit card debt? Like Brian, he had, I don't know how much credit card debt, huge amounts of credit card debt.
Over 60, 70,000, somewhere around there.
That he paid off.
And last July, I wrote that final check. And let me tell you guys something. Greg's talking about vision and why. That was on my vision, and Trish showed you her vision board. That was up there, to pay off that credit card debt. And I wrote my amounts down that I had. I used to own my own business, guys, a software design business, and it went under when the market crashed. And I tried to keep it afloat, but I lost it. And I did it with personal credit cards, trying to keep it afloat. And that's why my debt was so high. That's what caused me to do a lot of that drinking too. But I wrote it on my whiteboard and those amounts, and I looked at it every day, and I said, this is my coaching why. Real quick, let me tell you your coaching why. We're all coaches because we want to help people. Okay, that is fine. That is part of your coaching why, but it's no different from any other coach that wants to work this business. So your coaching why has to be something deeper than just wanting to help people. Like I said, it's great to want to help people, but it's got to be deeper than that. I told you guys my why, it was my sobriety, and it still is to this day, but just like Greg said, it changes. It changes as you progress in this business, and then your financial why, I looked at that every single day, those amounts, and I mark it off as they got lower and lower and lower, and let me tell you, last July, when I wrote that final check for $1,800, I wrote it to my NFL Visa card, which that was the last one to bring it to zero credit card debt, zero. It was an amazing. I remember we were in a different group, Greg, and you remember I posted it. I was so proud. I took a screenshot of it, and posted it in the group. And look at this. I did it. I achieved it. That was my vision. I had my coaching why, that in this business, just like any other business, Greg told you guys, if you are the CEO here, this is your business, okay? You are your boss and your own employee. That is, so you have to every day wake up and have that why that's burning at you, telling you, to do it, is helping people, going to do that for you. Is that going to get you up at 4 a.m. every single morning for the next year, 2 years, whatever it is, 6 months, and get you to not watch TV? I don't watch TV anymore. Well, Walking Dead. But, to stop watching TV, to say, no, I can't go out with my friends tonight because I got work to do. I'm working on my future. That is what your why has to be. Because if it's not strong enough to do that, you're not going to make those sacrifices that it takes. Greg told you guys the opportunity is here. It is. It's right here. Beachbody is unlike any other company. We don't have to order. Beachbody handles all the fulfillment for you. Somebody goes to your website and orders something, you get your commission. Do anything, and one of the great things about Beachbody also is that it rewards you. The more successful that you are in this business, the bigger the rewards get. It's like climbing that ladder. So every rung of that ladder that you hit, it's a different reward. You go up in rank, you get more rewards. You hit Success Club, boom, free trip, and at the same time, your income is growing and your business is growing and your team is growing, and you yourself are growing as a person. It's just amazing. So Greg said, think about your coaching why. It's okay if you don't, know it yet or know about it a little bit, but that's something that you work on, because you have to have that coaching why, you have to have that vision, and the third piece of the puzzle is you have to have that belief that you can do it.
Yeah, like Brian was saying, that if your why is just to help people, and you ask somebody to get a challenge back and they tell you no, or maybe a whole bunch of people tell you no, if your why is only that big, you're going to quit. You're going to be like, this is too hard. I don't want to help people that bad. I'm just going to sit here on my couch and or I'm just going to drink my Shakeology and help myself. But if your why is to bring yourself home so that you can be home with your kids and raising your kids instead of somebody else raising your kids, then that's a big why. And that's going to cause you not to give up when 10 people or 100 people tell you no. You're going to go find 100 people more that you can ask, and then you're going to get those yeses.
Mm-hmm. It's also going to help you not give up, like on days when you're like, I don't feel like working out, and like those times that you would get to the point where you normally would give up on whatever you were doing and revert back to your old ways. The days that I feel unmotivated to work out, I think, okay, if I don't work out, I'm not going to have my before and after pictures to show people. They're not going to want to join me, and I'm not going to get to stay home, bring myself home from work. So that ultimate why trickles all the way down to me getting my ass up in the morning to do my workout. So, anything I feel like I've invested in Beachbody, like I've gotten back in full just from, being able to stick to my fitness plan and, everything else we've talked about. So.
So, that basically wraps up our call for you guys tonight. So we definitely want you back next Monday at 8 o'clock, because now we're going to get in the meat of things, and we're going to tell you, we expect you to have done your why, written it down. If you want to share that with your coach, you're welcome to. But we're going to set some real goals for you next week that you should have for your first month. So it's very important that you come back and you stay with us.
Mm-hmm. I have a quote, actually, I forgot to say, that somebody had told us in one of our team calls, where she said, I will most definitely accept living 3 to 5 years of my life like most people won't. so that later I can live the rest of my life like most people can't. And that's like the one quote that somebody told us in one of our team calls that just like sticks with me, and I look at it like every other day, and just lets me know that people might question what I'm doing or laugh at what I'm doing, but I'll do this for 3 to 5 years so that later I can be financially free and live like they can't. So
Yeah. There's another coach who was in, deep financial debt. Her husband was in the military and never home, and she wanted to bring him home. And she read a quote that was on her wall about, if you want different results, you need to do something different. So, whatever you're doing now obviously isn't working for you. If you're working all the time, if you are in debt, if you are not able to spend the kind of time with your kids that you want, or whatever it is, that's not working for you. So how about trying something different, something that works, if you want to work it. Brian, you got anything else?
No, I maybe another quote going off of what Trish was saying. I love that quote, and it reminds me of you can either play now and pay later, or you can pay now and play later. But no matter what, life is going to demand a payment from you. So I choose pay now so I can play later.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, when I was building my coaching business for the 4 years, I was basically working 2 jobs, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you that, it was just, the money just came in and people just found me, No, I mean, I had to work it. I had to put in, a couple hours a day in addition to my full-time job that I was working and the 2-hour commute that I had every day. It was a lot of work. But now I'm retired, so I don't have to do that anymore. So, I mean, yeah, it just kind of goes along with what you guys are saying. So,
yeah. And I'm going, that's, our coaching wise is big and that, is to retire like Greg, and I'm going to hit that. It's not maybe will I, no. I'm going to hit that. I'm going to do it, this year, because that's just like Greg's saying, I don't want someone else telling me, that I'm only worth this much money an hour, or you can't take a vacation because, you have to request one. I have to request a vacation, request a vacation. I'm going to take a vacation when I want to take a vacation. I'm going to work hard in order to be able to get to that point. But yeah, so that, is my, and I work full-time right now. So you guys also, a lot of you probably work full-time too, 40 hours a week, even more than that. And I still do my coaching business.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you guys. We are going to end the new coach call. There's another call that's starting at 9. So I ask all the new coach callers to drop off at this point. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Good night. It was nice to meet everybody.